Good afternoon, everyone. I had to see who my name is today. Hi, how are y'all? We're going to start the Zoning Board of Adjustments meeting for May 1st, 2023. It is 1:30? 1:32 for the minutes. Can you hear me? Okay, got it? I'd like to welcome everyone. And we're calling the meeting to order, and we have a quorum. We're going to establish a quorum here, and we do have a quorum today. And we're going to do item 2, or we go over item 2. Let's table and skip item number 2, move right on to item number 3, which is going to be ZBA 23-06, 1529 West Avenue N, Single Member District 5, Karen Hesse Smith. A request for approval of a variance from Section 501.A of the zoning ordinance to allow for a 0-foot front yard setback in lieu of the required 25-foot on West Avenue N. And Sherry, you're going to present. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sherry Bailey, Senior Planner. You have before you the request, as the chairman indicated. The applicants are here to present their case, but let me give you a little bit of the background on this. The Ale House is these small, very small building that you see. I've got it labeled on the overhead. They do have a parking agreement with the adjoining property, and they are located in the commercial district. It's CN, but they're immediately adjacent to the cemetery. This is one of the older areas in town, so you'll see a lot of the area along West Avenue N has varying front yard setbacks depending on when they came in, what was in effect at the time, and what their needs were. This, as was indicated, this is in District 5, Karen Hesse Smith's district, and the site is 0.214 acres. We did send out notices to 13 people in the surrounding property area. We received one that was in favor. We have not heard anything. There were no responses in opposition. This is a picture of the Angelo Ale House. The area that we're talking about is that concrete pad that is out in front. That was put out a while ago by a different property owner. I have another slide that I want to show you in just a moment. But this area out in front is not really an attractive area for entrance into an establishment. What the applicant would like to do is put a perimeter wrought iron fence, and on the slide I've got 3 foot tall, but he indicated to me that they're intending on putting it about 4 foot. I've included the plan that they originally submitted, which was also for an overhead canopy, but they have decided not to go with that. They want to go with tables and umbrellas in the tables that can be let down and opened when needed. They'd like to have that small area as part of the seating area. They've already been creative. They have the second-story seating area in the back of the building, but they would like to expand it to serve more individuals. And that happens to be an area that's close to the college, so you can understand why. This is a close-up of that concrete slab. You can see it goes right up to the sidewalk, and hence the request for going to 0 lot line. It's a danger as it is now. If anybody goes out there and walks in the night, you could easily fall off that edge because you could miss it during the night. So having that wrought iron around it and the area for seating of tables actually helps that situation. This is a slide showing The zoning in the area across the street, if you're familiar with Avenue N, and I'm sure most of you are, it's a very busy street. It carries a lot of traffic, particularly traffic associated with the college. This area is zoned general commercial, heavy commercial right next to the ale house. Then there's the ale house, and then it's single-family residential. But again, the single-family residential on the east side is a cemetery. There is some of the cemetery that's directly behind, and then there are houses that go for a short space and across the street. The special stances in this circumstance is really not a case other than it can be something of a hazard having that slab there that's unprotected. We believe that this action is the minimal that will meet the needs of the applicant and does not adversely affect anybody around that area. In granting the variance, we believe it is generally consistent with the purpose and intent of the zoning ordinance, and that we believe that it protects the character and established pattern of development in the area. It comes in on literal enforcement. The 25-foot front yard setback really makes no sense in this particular case, and utilizing it for the business does. And so staff is recommending approval of the request to allow for a setback of 0 feet in lieu of the required 25 feet in order to utilize an existing raised front concrete slab as a fenced seating and service area for the pizzeria and ale house. And with that, are there any questions?
Do we know what the width of that sidewalk is?
What the width of the sidewalk? It looks to me to be about 3 feet.
Okay. Are the umbrellas by chance going to impede that sidewalk at all? Or is there anything the city does that, I understand, I
Right,
like the
I
idea of the
understand what you're
umbrella,
saying.
but you don't want to be hanging over onto the sidewalk and then, making
It
it.
should be high enough, I would
I would
think.
Yeah,
think.
it's
I was
about,
just curious.
it's about almost a foot high, that slab is. So I'm
Okay.
thinking that it'll be okay, particularly if somebody's sitting there. But both of the owners are here, the applicants, and I think we could impress upon them the importance of making sure that it remains a safety issue.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay?
Any more questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that the front gate is going to be the same material as the stairs and everything upstairs. I'm going to assume that the gate they want to build will match what you have upstairs.
That's a perfect question for the applicant.
We'll ask for public comment. Come on up. Welcome. State your name, please, for the minutes.
Yes, ma'am, it's a black wrought iron fence.
Sir, your name.
Oh, Rusty
Say-
Bartolomeo.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, too. For the minutes.
Gotcha, yes. And it's my business partner, Stephen Gossett.
I'm Stephen Gossett.
Okay, welcome.
As far as to answer your question, there's no way it would impede to the sidewalk. Where the fence would lie, those tables are the round wooden tables. I actually had pictures of them if you want to see them, but it's just a round wooden table and it'd be in the middle. They're attached, the seating's attached, so it would have to sit back off that railing. Even if it was right up against the railing, it would have to sit back off that railing, and the umbrella would go in the middle, so there's no way it would come past that fence line. And it's just a black, it's just a black wrought iron fence, around just the perimeter like an L-shaped, to keep it, make it look a little nicer. It'll have 4x4 metal poles bolted into the concrete for, to keep it sturdy and safe so it doesn't fall over on anybody, something like that. Yes, ma'am.
And also regarding the gate, there won't be a gate per se up front. There will be, I think we have it down as a 3 or 4 foot
Like
opening to get into the front door, but there won't be a gate blocking anyone one way or another.
Okay.
It'll just be a
It's
small
It's
opening.
a small open area, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. We just wanted to fence it in, to put some tables, just round, probably 3 or 4 round tables with some umbrellas, a little extra seating.
Oh, come on, let's give him one more.
What's the secret recipe for your pizza?
Let's get this approved and then talk about it.
Our chef would hang us.
Well,
Thank y'all very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, board, do we have any comments, or do we need to move on and ask for the motion?
I'll motion to approve.
We have a
as
motion.
presented.
Second.
We have a motion to approve, motion second, so let's have the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? No noes? So it passes 6-0, 5-0. How many we got here?
Six.
6-0. I guess I should say nay. Any nays? All right. Any nays? All right, fellas. It's all yours. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. We'll be, what
If you
are
haven't
your,
been in, please.
what are your hours?
We're on the weekday open 4 to 10, and on the weekends, all day. 11 to 11.
So y'all open at 4 today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll be there at 4:30.
Come on in. I look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
all right.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you.
Next item, item number 4, open at 4, item 4. ZBA 23-07, 5619 Oriole Drive, single member district number 2, Tom Thompson. A request for approval of a variance from section 502.b of the zoning ordinance to allow for a 20-foot setback instead of the required 40 feet in the ranch and estate R&E zoning district in order to erect a carport to cover vehicles parked in front of the garage. Hi, Sherry. Long time no see.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The applicant asked me to extend to you his regrets that he could not be here. He works for the Wall School District and had a couple of meetings that had been scheduled for months ahead of time, and he said he would try, but he didn't think he would be. He is also apologetic that he had to come here, and I told him I would pass that on also. He's from a small town. He's always been in a rural area. He put up a carport, did not know that he needed to get a building permit for the carport or that there was a setback. He lives in an R3 ranch and estate zoning area, which has a 40-foot front yard setback. And his carport is 20 by 24, and he assumed that it would not be a problem for anybody until he was notified that he did in fact need to get a building permit, and he did come in right away and apologized. As I indicated, he does have 44 feet from the curb, and it is a 40-foot setback required in this R&E area. We sent out, again, 13 notices. We received 2 in favor of those. And I had a couple of phone calls who just wanted to know why somebody was having to get a permit after they put up a carport, and I explained the matter to them, and they said, oh, okay, we like it. So we've had 0 against. This is a picture, the one on the left, I hope that's your left, is the carport that's already been built. As you can see, the carport does match the pitch of the house. It does match the basic color of the house. It does not appear to detract from the home at all. And that's a comment that we heard from a number of people who called in. And when you're driving down the street, you can barely tell that there is a carport there, and that is what the second picture does demonstrate. Because even though he's asking for a 20-foot setback, they do have already a 10-foot right-of-way, so it's actually 30 feet from the curb. And again, this is just letting you know that it's matching in color, and roof is shingled and in construction type.
Looks like a metal roof,
It's actually a dark shingles,
is it?
yeah. He put metal underneath, and then his wife made him put shingles on it after that so that it would look better. Women tend to do that.
No.
Again. And I explained to you that the applicant was unfamiliar with having to get a permit, and he did apologize. In looking at special circumstances, which is not the result of the applicant, this one is the result of the applicant, but he was unknowing at the time. Under literal interpretation, other properties within this district and the general facility have reduced setbacks for a number of different reasons. Some have added on to their house. Some have garages or carports very similar to that. As I indicated, his carport does match his home basically in style and color. The minimum action he has asked, since he did build it and it is existing, that he be allowed to keep the carport where it is, and that would be the minimum action. So that's why he's requested a variance. It does not appear that this affects any of the adjoining property owners, since the one on the side that I did not get in the picture also has an extension that somewhat is out in that front yard area. And in granting the variance, we believe that this is consistent with the zoning code, and it does protect the character and established pattern of the development in that area. And so staff is recommending approval of the variance as required in the 501.A of the zoning ordinance to allow for reduced front yard of 20 feet in lieu of the required 40-foot minimum. And with that, are there any questions?
Questions for sure?
Back to the pictures in the front.
That one or the first two?
That one's fine.
Okay.
Is it concreted in, the posts?
Yes.
Okay. I was just, it looks sturdy, but not, without walls, it just seems, I don't know. I have no problems with it, because there's no walls, there's no sides, so you can see through it.
Good gust of wind and it'll be in the neighbor's yard.
Yeah, no more problem. We meet the requirements in, right? Okay.
It's just my opinion, when I went out and looked at it, it's just,
Somewhere else.
Was there a fine or anything for not getting a permit, or just,
Well,
So we'll
I
have- will
don't
it-
speak for the building department,
well, I wonder why they were here.
because we
Okay.
invited them.
And you got the question, you can sit there, I can yell. It's okay. I'll text. Tired. Long weekend.
What can I help you with, Gary?
But they
I'm
didn't get-
Charlie Kemp,
Yeah, Charlie
building
Kemp.
official.
Yeah. What's the course of action when they don't get a permit?
That's what we're kind of looking for right now. We don't show right now that we have an application for a
Okay.
building permit.
Okay.
So we will reach out to them. If we leave a notice of violation, we let them know we double their permit fees.
And then y'all go and inspect it?
Yeah, yes, their fees are doubled, and then the construction still has to meet the minimum standards. So we'll have to look at that. Just looking at that picture, there's some concern there.
Yeah, I see that.
They're creating their own truss system, things like that.
I'm not sure that's
so-
a truss.
Well, it's not.
Yeah. It
But
might
they're
be done-
breaking-
It might be homemade and done properly, but it does.
Exactly, they're creating their own truss system, so they'd have to get that designed by an engineer or kind of look at something else. Anyway, there's some options there, but we would have to get them in the office, provide their construction detail, take a look at it, go from there on processing it, issue the permit, and then do the inspection.
Okay, so we approve this first, so they can move on?
Yes,
not approve
typically,
it or
we
whatever.
have an application by now, but we're not seeing one, but we're going to go back to the office and verify.
Actually, he had to come in to get the application, and that because he had been told that he needed to do that, and they stopped him at that point and called me over, and we talked about what he had to do first was the variance, and if that was approved, then he has to come back for the building permit. So he is aware of that.
Stipulation that he has to pull a permit and
Right.
pass all.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anybody want to make a motion? Oh, any questions? Anyone want to make a motion to that effect?
Sure, I'll make a motion.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll second.
Was there any stipulations to the motion, though? What Stephanie said?
Yeah, stipulation that he return to do the building permit and put in an application.
Does that work?
Same
We're
second.
legal? Does that work? Did y'all hear that? Okay, got a second, and I'm going to ask for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. Passed 6-0. This is too easy. Is this our second meeting this year? Yes. Wow. Never gonna live that one down. Oh, gosh, just in the heart.
We do have an application that is in for next month, so we have two. We have two applications for next month, so we will have a meeting then also.
Okay. All right. Oh, let's see, division report, I guess you just gave one, right? Was that it?
And just to add to it, hopefully you'll be seeing some new faces. We are in the process of hiring some new planning staff, so hopefully sooner than later, you see some new smiling faces up here.
No, okay, good.
So, that's it.
Well, they will be smiling, though.
That's a requisite, yes.
Yeah. Item number 6, public comment. Issues or concerns not on the regular agenda may be raised by the public at this time. Citizens should speak from the podium, address all comments to the dais, and begin by stating their name and address or single-member district number. Please limit all remarks to less than 3 minutes. Any public comment? Public comment. Sounds like Ron White. One public comment. Aaron, no comment? Item number 7, next meeting agenda. I guess you addressed that. Next meeting next regular meeting of the Zoning Board of Adjustments is scheduled to begin at 1:30 p.m. on Monday, June 5th in the City Hall East Mezzanine Meeting Room. And I will have my email changed by then.
I sent it to both, so you should have
I didn't get
gotten
it. I didn't get it.
You didn't?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Let's see, item number 7, adjournment. Do we need to have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Yes, we do. In a second.
I'll second.
And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes. We're adjourned.